Hey everyone, Greg with planetgreenzen.com. And on today's audio blog, it's actually a phrase I like to say I coined myself, is we're going to discuss the topic of working. Now, this can be highly debatable, but let's see what your guys' thoughts are. So this will be on my YouTube channel, Planet Green Zen. So let's go ahead and dive into it. All right, so the topic of this blog, and again, you can find this on planetgreenzen.com. And for those of you who are just listening in, what I stated prior is I'm going to actually verbalize a lot of my blogs that I've written over a year ago. And I have them posted just for the world to see because I want to just help people gain knowledge and wisdom and just have ignite that spark, plant a seed in the back of their minds, whatever you want to call it, just to have greatness and do something more than just living a mundane life. So Planet Green Zen serves the planet mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and socially. So again, this week's topic is, or this was actually posted back in September of 2017. And the title of this blog is Live to Just Work or Work So You Can Live. And let's dive into it. Most of us as Americans were taught that if we live average mundane lives, that we would be okay because we would fit right in with the rest of society and be another average statistic on the pole of life. Check out this blog from NerdWallet posted in 2016 with great detailed information regarding statistics of debt held in American households. Now, just to kind of go elaborate on that. So yeah, my blog has some links in it, and it's linked to NerdWallet, which is a great website and great resources you can use to do if you're researching certain things, whether maybe it's credit cards or stocks or brokerage firms. But yeah, so it had a breakdown of American households regarding debt in 2016. So go ahead and check that out. Okay, now back to the blog. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that living a comfortable life nowadays is getting very expensive with inflation and taxes on the never-ending rise. We may have to start to look at the stars for a new home, just so we can afford to live out our existence. The next category is habits. A lot of us were taught habits have been passed down through our generations, and we didn't think twice about them. Here's something to think about, generally speaking. If one person grows up in a low-income household, a lot of times the kids growing up in that household may grow up and become low income as well because they were never taught differently, due to the fact that they have developed the similar habits that their parents have learned from their parents and so on. The same goes for kids growing up in a household of abundance and wealth. Those kids would most likely develop the same types of habits that they have witnessed growing up, which have created a wealthy lifestyle. Now, this doesn't apply to every single person in the US. However, it gives a general idea of how situations develop the way that they do, and it will also get you to start to scratch your head and just think for a bit. Now, this may be hard to believe, but roughly 90% of the U.S. population hold about 10% of the wealth created and holds about 90% of debt. The wealthy, which is about 10% of the population, holds about 90% of the wealth. Is there anyone else that sees a major issue with this picture? So that's a question I would like to ask the audience. Now, if we were to recognize, pay attention, and take note of every single habit that one participates in on a daily basis, starting from the time one wakes up in the morning to the time one chooses to go to bed at night, I think a lot of people will come to a shocking realization that our daily habits are what keeps us stagnant or propel us through life. Next category is resistance or resist the gravity. Newton's law states that what goes up must come down due to gravitational forces that bound us to this earth. But what if there was a way to overcome that resistance of gravity? Going back to the title of this blog, most of us are taught to just live, to work, and survive, which translates to someone saying, I need to make a living, which translates to only knowing how to exchange time for money for 40 to 50 years of life, barely having control over one's own life and finances, which for some is an entire life, versus working so we can live, which means getting outside of daily comfort zone of routines that got us to where we are currently, changing our trajectory in life and becoming better versions of ourselves, which are pursuing the dreams and goals that we let shrink and die out many years ago. Now, to kind of just pause the blog for a second. There is a quote that someone said to me once that actually stands out to me. It says, by the time the person, again, now I think I said this prior on the prior audio blog, by the time a person reaches 25, they commit mental and spiritual suicide, because typically when they get out of school, they get a job and that's it. And they just kind of stop growing, stop learning, and just live a mundane life from there. So think about that, guys. Okay, going back to the blog. When society says go left, we must go right and push against the resistance that will be awaiting for anyone that pursues a life outside of the box. Unfortunately, resistance will be there to hold you down and tell you you can't do it and fill you with negativity and doubt. But if you are able to overcome that and fight against that strong power, you will live a life of greatness and abundance. President John F. Kennedy challenged NASA to go to the moon, not because it was easy, but because it was hard. Going to the moon required technology not yet invented, but NASA took on that almost impossible challenge and succeeded in landing the man safely on the moon and returning him back to Earth in one piece. If NASA would have said, nope, that is impossible, no one has done that before, it'll never happen, then we would not have the beautiful pictures of Earth scenes hovering over the lunar surface. In order to accomplish greatness and meaningful work, one must first become uncomfortable and learn to unlearn and then relearn on a consistent basis and adapt to change. Creating wealth is changing your mindset and getting outside of your comfort zone to accomplish greatness. All right, so just to pause the blog a bit. And again, guys, just remember this. The shuttle that went to the moon back in 1969 had less technology in it than our cell phones. I'm actually using my phone right now to record this as far as audio. That's mind-blowing. So again, keep that in your mind. Okay, the next category is holistic wealth is your birthright. The world is filled with enough abundance and nourishment for the entire world to live in peace and be happy. When fruit is eaten, seeds are planted and grow new fruit, and the same goes with wealth. There are enough resources out there to replenish and replant the wealth seeds so that they can be watered and watched grow for everyone to enjoy. So why not enjoy it? Many people are too hard and negative on themselves, which translates to the subconscious mind absorbing that information and projecting it out to the universe. The subconscious mind is a very powerful, underestimated tool that we all have access to. The subconscious is there as a personal assistant genie to grant all of the wishes and desires we all dream of while sitting in a cubicle for 8 hours per day. Many people ask, what do you do? What are you using to create wealth? And the answer is very simple. It doesn't matter which vehicle you use to get from point A to Z. There are many vehicles out there that have proven great success for millions of people, but it boils down to your why or your vision. Same thing. It's not the what or the how, it's the why. Once you develop a strong enough why, you will be able to use the energy of that why and convert it to fuel in order to propel you against the resistance and negative gravity that is holding you down and landing you safely on your abundance of wealth. Are you the type that just works in order to simply provide food on the table, roof over your head, and comfortable clothes on your back, and not pursue greatness or achievement? What percentile of the U.S. population do you choose to live in? Now, again, that is a post in my blog, a blog post that I did in September of 2017. If you want to actually read it for yourself, just go to planetgreenzen.com and then you'll scroll down and look for the blog that says live to work or just work to live. I'm sorry, live to just work or work so you can live. Sorry about that, guys. So again, let me know what you thought about this blog post and this audio blog in the comments below. This will be on YouTube. And if you found any type of excitement, greatness, or you like this, go ahead and just share it out so other people can actually start to open their minds. And again, just let me know what you think. So this is Greg with planetgreenzen.com, and I hope you guys do have a great day.